Hello, everybody. This is Big Tuna coming at you with another episode of Sid Meier's Civilization 5 Brave New World. We are continuing our campaign as Sejong's Korea. And I do just want to say very briefly kind of the elephant in the room is that, look, I screwed up. I made a mistake. I got too big for my britches. And I went an entire, it was a 25 turn episode, maybe even like a tiny bit less. But it was a big episode. A lot happened. As you can tell, we met characters. We met other civilizations on other continents. It was kind of a big deal. We seem to be doing better than everybody we've met so far. There's one other civ that's kind of beating us in the scores, but Austria seems to be really sucking. They're over on this continent. Yeah, I'm guessing they're sharing the continent with whoever's like the big kahuna. Seems like I don't know where Theodora is actually, but it seems like at least the Inca and the Americans are on the same continent. Anyway, listen, I screwed up, and you guys have been so great that I want to make it up to you. And the way I'm going to make it up to you is we're going to have a 49 turn video. We are going to go to turn 250 this video. Yeah, just, because I appreciate y'all. And I think I screwed up, but I think you guys deserve some recompense. And, it's going to be a very exciting 49 turns. I think we're going to cover a lot of ground. But anyway, I don't want to make it a super long video by talking. Let's make sure there's a lot of action. And we can do that by getting started right now. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this Korean swordsman into a long swordsman. I just want to upgrade our units. I'm also going to get a composite bowman. I think we're making a decent amount of gold right now, so I'm going to make sure our military can kind of stand up to the world. It's like doing pretty good. It's around global average right now, so that's not bad. And as you can see, our demographics ain't so bad. We're like our soldiers, we're about global average. We're not too far behind Washington, like impossibly far. Look, we're not proactively invading anybody anytime soon, so we don't need like a top-notch military. I think we just need to pump out more defensive, unique units to protect our cities, and we should be good from there. Yeah, our crop yield is still doing pretty good. I am going to build some internal trade routes to keep that going. I do want to get our money off the ground too. I think I'm going to fill all the other three of these internal trade routes. Maybe two using food and one for cash just to help boost our empire. But we got banks coming, we got markets coming, and yeah, our science is humming along beautifully. So we got a Hawacha in Busan, which is great. I think so. Busan has always struggled a little bit for production, and I'm trying to think of a good way to make that up. And I think there are some buildings that we can get to help improve that in the future. I am going to get a harbor hooked up for them because eventually we're going to have access. I think we can build a seaport. Do we have access to that technology yet? I'm trying to see where. Yeah, we have a seaport, so we have access to that. Cool. So I want to get them hooked up. That's going to bring additional happiness in for the empire. Yeah, let's accept an embassy with the Austrians. Why not? So Vienna's inland. They really didn't get off the ground. They don't seem like they're doing too hot. Cool. We got a longswordman. I think I'm going to move him just kind of towards the crossroads over here. So yeah, I've been talking about this for a long time, and I think I should do it, which is finish up our internal trade routes. We could go for the Taj Mahal. That would bring us happiness, but I don't want to. We did a lot of wonders, and it got our culture off the ground. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to build cargo ships, and I think I'm going to build 3 in a row. I'll sleep easier at night knowing I'm using them. Egypt. Okay, now I know why their score's so high. The Egyptians are friggin' beastly. I might do a campaign as the Egyptians at some point. They are beastly at producing wonders. They have a 20%, a 20% construction bonus when producing wonders, and it doesn't just have to be ancient or classical era. It's like for the whole game. So wonders boost your score. So yeah, they're the one. That makes sense why they have the highest score in the game. Oh man. We don't have a luxury resource they want. Like I talked about earlier, you always want to lock down a luxury resource while you can get your hands on it. The going rate is 9. If I can get that silver, it'll boost our happiness. Boom. So I'm almost happy it's the Egyptians producing wonders and not like the Mongols taking over half the map or the Zulus or anybody else who just loves conquering other civs. I'm a little bit relieved that it is a civilization that isn't so militant. And yeah, in fact, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the most militant civ on the map. And that might even be Germany. Like, the US is probably the strongest civ on the map that would have a really militant side. But who knows? I mean, we don't have any. Like, the Bismarck, when they're doing well, Germany can be pretty scary when they're doing well. Luckily, Germany's not doing very well in this game. They're probably the weakest civ. So, let's see. Again, can we get away with 9.8? Nope, I gotta stick to my plus 10 production rule. So I'm gonna take one. Oh man, our science is so good. Our science is so good. It's a little crazy. But yeah, we're switching to growth mode for all of our cities. And the rule is, as long as we can work specialists, as long as we can keep the growth rate above 10. And we can here, so we can have all of our specialists work in Daegu. Man, our science is freaking beastly. So Jeonju, for instance, is struggling for growth, so we can't work any specialists. I want to keep that number above 10 for them. Another thing, the internal trade routes. Yeah, we're working all our specialists for Seoul. Great. Another thing about internal trade routes that are good for growth is that they allow us to focus on, yeah, we'll accept an embassy. They'll allow us to focus on specialists while still keeping our growth rate up. So that was something I think I kind of, now that we have these specialist buildings, I think it's a good use for them. And I'm going to put this one toward Jeonju because, yeah, they need the growth. In fact, yeah, so now can we work? I want them to, like, build stuff. Yeah, let's get a, I wouldn't, well, no. I mean, I don't mind working great merchants. Great. Some of you might be saying, like, hey, let the guys grow. Don't eat up all their specialists, but that science boost is hard to say no to. And as long as we're keeping it above 10, like, I think they're going to grow at a healthy rate. We'll get our 2 more internal trade routes out. Yeah, I'm going to build it now. I know Seoul has a lot of stuff it could build. I'm just going to go ahead and get these built. Gunpowder. Like, Himeji Castle would also be great. It would kind of protect us that much more. Oh, we can't even get it. Somebody else picked it up. So we got the Opera House. It's helping our culture continue to get off the ground. Like, we could get another frigate and just continue to explore the planet. I am going to get a harbor. Well, yeah. The seaports are going to be nice. It's going to bring in extra happiness for the Empire and harbors and seaports. Yeah, remember we unlocked okay, great artist. So yeah, I do tend to just get the golden edges from great artists. I think that's probably like, they're probably the weakest of the like cultural great people that you can get. Yeah, Ramesses is just killing it with the wonders. They tend to be good for like cultural victory. Or they actually play an excellent Liberty game. I won't go into it now, but the Egyptians are probably the best civ, or one of the best civs to play really, really wide when the situation allows. So I'm going to send this dude to, wait, can I not? Oh, can we not reach? Okay, I'm going to transfer him to Jeonju and send him to Busan. Yeah, so we can finally get that period of growth that we've wanted. And I'm going to get that last cargo ship out. I don't want to waste these internal trade routes. I know it's been like, we should have been using them from like very early on, but we didn't have the happiness. Now we're starting to get the happiness. Yeah, I'm going to send this to Busan. I'm going to help Busan grow. And we got a zoo. That's great. Game wants us to build more military units, but I want to get like one more building that's going to help. Yeah, I'm going to get the harbor. I think it's worth building harbors. They're going to get us the happiness. They're going to let us keep growing. I'm hoping we're gonna get to a point where we can like start spiraling. Honestly, um, once we now that we're starting to build up some happiness, we'll eat it up really quick. But I have another plan to get us a whole lot of happiness in the very near future. Oh, so something okay. Um, I'm doing metallurgy. So okay, I want to get flight, and I'll talk through that once I do it. But I think I don't want to necessarily rush flight. I'll rush flight after I lock down industrialization, and I'll explain to you why. Um, I'm gonna send this guy. Am I sending one to Daegu already? Seems like I am. So then, you know what I'm actually gonna do? Send this guy to Daegu. It's awesome that we can do all these internal trade routes. That's so great. Seoul. It's so tempting to go for Taj Mahal, but we gotta get some of these other buildings built. I'm actually gonna go for the bank. I think that's gonna bring in a lot of money for the city. Seaport is +1 production in gold from sea resources worked by the city. 15% production. Let's just get it out of the way for Busan. It needs production. World Congress, Rome. Oh, I forgot. Okay. And if they can give us gold, let us get that extra happiness. See, I told you, meeting the rest of the world is what we needed to do to really boost our happiness. Now, here's the thing: we might lose. Like that's why we want to lock down these trade deals now. Oh, we need to get a workship out. I might even just freaking buy it. We have a lot of money. How much? How much to get a workboat? 3. Nah, you could do that, Busan. Just get the workboat out. We need to work these pearls to trade. That's so we don't have to keep spending 9 gold for everything. Are there any other? Oh, we never worked these pearls. Yeah, so that's 18 gold we could be saving a turn, plus the gold that we're getting from the actual pearls. So that's something we absolutely need to do. And in fact, I'm going to get to work that out right now. Okay, so we have the internal. We have the. Okay, so I'm already sending it to Seoul. I'm actually gonna. You know what? Yeah, I want Busan to grow. I'm gonna send it to Busan. Okay, so we're using all 5 of our internal trade routes now. We are focused completely on growth. That is great. We have to get that workboat out of Daegu. But yeah, our science is. Oh man, I'm not getting involved in any wars. Sorry, but yeah, our science is just blowing up. Taj Mahal, so we wouldn't have gotten that anyway. Yeah, let's figure out where Byzantium is. Or Constantinople. Okay, they're getting invaded by somebody. Is it Washington? I don't know who they're at war with. Seems like their capitals are pretty uncomfortably close. So, yeah, man, okay. Glad we weren't born on this continent. This is some stiff competition. You got Rome. You got the Americans, the Romans, the Byzantines, and the Inca, all within like pretty close to each other. So I think we definitely lucked out. I don't know what the heck happened with the Austrians. It's not like they got an isolated start, and it seems like they squandered it. I mean, they are just not playing a great game. So they're just yeah. For every game, if you have 8 civs on the map, you're gonna have at least 2 to 3 that are just in the dustbin. Like they just never got off the ground, and that's why I use that term so much. It's because that's what we want to do. We want to like stay relevant, get competitive, and like some civs just can't do that. Germany seems to be fitting pretty squarely into that category as well. Okay, let's work those pearls for sure. Should we build another turtle ship? Just to leave us like, where are we for soldiers? Crop yield is starting to go up. GNP, yeah, we do need more money. That's for sure. We need to get banks in every city. So yeah, we're like catching up for. I'm gonna get a bank. But we really want our like 3 outer cities to go. We want all of our cities to grow. Okay, We just entered the industrial era. This seems like a good logical time to save. We just entered the industrial era. I'm going to have this guy work the pros before I forget. And basically, that means we can start building. We research industrialization. It means we can start building factories. And to do that, we need coal. Now, it looks like we have two sources of coal, three coal, and seven coal, baby. Seven coal. Okay, I'm not going to lie. That tends to be a really, really decisive factor in the game is how much, like once you hit industrialization and how much coal you have within your borders. The fact that I have had games where I've had none, and I have like a kind of an isolated start like this, and then I can't build factories, I can't get off the ground. The fact that we have it in our own borders, and we just need to go and build mines on it. In fact, is there a mine here? We have the coal? We have seven coal. Um, that's excellent. That's amazing. That helps us tremendously. Now, let me explain what we're going to do. I'm going to explain kind of our next couple of, yeah, just like our next couple of moves in the game, because things are really starting to pick up for us. We're getting into the part of the game where Korea is just great. Things are starting to compound. So when you have access to coal, what that translates into is first you get an enormous productivity boost for this empire, which is really, really welcome. Um, basically, so that's great. So we can get factories in every city. I might actually just make that my next move since we're not at war. We don't have a lot of other pressing needs right now. We have all of our internal trade routes up. We're just kind of growing, so we can just focus on infrastructure for now. I don't think like if somebody sails a navy at us, I think like after we do this, we'll focus on military units. But we can get factories in every city. That's freaking excellent. And then once you build your first three factories, the game allows you to choose an ideology. And I'm going to tell you what ideology I have in mind, and it's probably going to shock you. We'll talk it through when the time comes. I don't want to like. I think it'll be easier when it presents itself. I'm going to talk it through, but our goal now is to get three factories up, and then and then we could choose an ideology. Hopefully, we're the first civ in the game to choose it, and I will explain my rationale behind why I'm choosing it. Okay, we have a goal. Yeah, so let's get the frickin' factory. So +4 production, which is always welcome. +10% production, and then +2 engineer slots. So let's do it. So yeah, we're going to continue focusing on growth. Are there any specialists? So let's work the bank. Just continue to get science. Okay, yeah, so Busan is just growing out of control now. Yeah, I was going to go. I think our happiness is pretty okay for right now. I was going to go for the seaport. Let's go for the factory. Busan has had pretty horrible production the whole game. So yeah, let's just keep that growth coming. Man, scientific theory is great. Actually, yeah. So okay, we're gonna be line for flight, and I'll explain why we're doing that soon enough. Guys, our science is just taking the heck off. Very exciting stuff indeed. Okay, this workboat needs to work the pearls. So yeah, Korea, once we have all our factories up, I mean, it's going to be great. Except embassy. Well, I kind of have like luxury resources. Whatever. We'll get it for now. I want to figure out where Rome is. Yeah, so Rome is over there. So that's 5 civs on not a big map. Yeah, because Egypt is down here. So it's kind of funny. So it's one big, like sometimes the way things shake out can really affect the game. Korea really enjoys kind of like semi-isolated starts. So there was one continent that had 5 civs on it. There was one continent that had 2, but it was like a weird continent where like it was almost like an isolated start for each. If they'd been more aggressive or playing Liberty and also militant, like it wouldn't have been as isolated, but it felt that way. And then yeah, like Austria got its own island and totally blew it. If Korea had gotten this start, I don't know. Yeah, we really haven't had to like we haven't had many panic modes of like having to focus internally on like military units. But I noticed that it looks like we ran out of stuff to build, so we're not making much culture, which sucks. We're not really trying to actively spread our religion though. I'm going to focus on a great engineer because it could come up later. Like we're not going to get it if our faith doesn't go up. At this point though, well, I don't know. Great prophet. Dude, I don't really care about any of these things. Like I could use a missionary. Whatever, fine. I'll get a missionary. I don't know. I'm not going to get any of those things, so they're not going to be useful. Gold per turn just to accept an embassy and to get open borders. Do I want Rome to know where I am? I don't really care about open borders with them, but whatever. I think it'll be fine. So I don't want to trade away all of my pearls because soon there's going to be some trade deals that, like, it's stupid for me to pay $9 or 9 gold per turn for one of their luxuries, and then also like be receiving 5 or 6 or 7 gold from them and just losing gold. I might as well just do the luxury resource for the luxury resource. So we also got a spy, which I should have placed like forever ago, but we are. Okay, I do want to keep an eye on my units. What I don't want to have happen is to be like I don't want Washington to send a force over now that they know where we are. So we do want to build up. I think we actually want to start building a fleet of turtle boats once we get the factories out. Yeah. No. Should we just no? Let's get a factory. What was I saying though? I did get distracted. Man, is my thought gone? Okay, I have to adapt the policy. Gonna go rationalism. Yeah, this is the tree we're trying to work. Rationalism. We want to work this all the way through. It provides amazing science bonuses. Yeah, so adopting rationalism will grant 10% science when the Empire's happy. Let's go for that. Oh yeah, the spy. We have the best science in the game. I think we should just keep like you can steal technologies from other civs. I think we should just put the spies in our own cities at this point. The cargo ship. Where's I sending that? Seoul. Send it back. Keep things cranking for Seoul. So yeah, I think we should just get a bunch of turtle boats. Ivory from Washington ended. Pearls to Washington ended. So let's get that trade fired back up. We want that happiness. Sweet, sweet happiness. Great. Now, if they ever won't do the trade with us, it means they don't like us. Wine and pearls. Let's get that trade fired back up with Germany. They're friendly. I think they're actually like genuinely being friendly with us. Trade, get a luxury resource out of it. Man, the fact that it's taken the factory so long to build in Busan and Jeonju shows how much they need a factory. Okay, Pachakudi. We will do that trade. Shoboom. Now, sooner or later, like Rome and Egypt are going to come back and say they're going to want us to pay them for the trade deal we were doing, and instead we'll just trade them pearls. Okay, so Daegu we got. So our money is getting in a better spot. So yeah, again, let's go ahead and get a factory. I am going to put specialist. The thing is, I could get much faster growth if I wasn't working these specialists, but we're getting so much science off of it in the long run. I think it's like worth temporarily sacrificing the growth. So Ramses did lock down Porcelain Tower, but I don't think it was worth like moving things around too much. You'll see the kind of the logic behind what I'm trying to do. Whatever, Austria. We'll take your. You don't seem to be enemies with anybody, so I don't think it'll like actively hurt us. Good. Makes us. We have kind of an alliance with the Byzantine Empire. All right, we got a great scientist. That's excellent. Yeah, so we're at turn 222. We're going to want to start bulbing these guys, even though, like, we can add an extra plus 10 science by, like, planting them. I mean, how much would it bulb us? Or how much would it... So some people like to save them until the very, very end. And, I don't know, I would just like to use them to discover technology. So we get 24... How much is archaeology? But you see how much flat science that is at this point? So we're getting 10 science per turn. It's just worth getting the science now. Well, here's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll just use it. I'll use him when I want to get steam power. Is steam power discoverable now? No. I want to use I want to use all of him. Yeah. So I'll finish. So I'm going to go for scientific theory, and when I'm done with scientific theory, I'll use him to get most of steam power. Could go for red fort just to make defensive buildings more effective. That might actually be better than like producing a bunch of turtle ships right now. Yeah, I might go for the red fort. In which case, if I'm doing wonders, I might actually go to production focus, in which case I'm going to put 2 specialists in the factory, but then pull them out of like the market, the bank, the Writers Guild. Yeah, so that brings us to 10. All right, Ptolemy, you could just hang out. Sure, whatever. Yeah, red fort. I think getting our defenses up will be nice. Ptolemy, we will put you to use in a second. Research agreement. Why? No, screw you. Your science is so much worse than mine. I'm not going to pay to get in a research agreement with you. Choose host. Egypt seems to have a lot of influence. So here's the thing. We have 2 votes. We're not running things, but can we make the difference for anybody? Sometimes if I can make the difference, I will. Nah, if I can't make the difference, I just vote for myself. Okay. I think after the red fort, I am just gonna spam turtle boats and watches for the Empire. I want us to be safe. Yeah, see, people are stealing technologies from us now. Cargo ship, keep on growing, Jeonju. But yeah, even since the beginning of the video, you can see how all of our cities have like scaled in size by quite a bit. We are pretty aggressively growing. Got some scientific. Okay. So now we can get steam power. Boom. Pretty much netted us steam power all in one. Ironclad. So I think this actually replaces the turtle boat. The thing is, we tech so fast we didn't really need it. Daegu, we'll keep you growing. Yeah, let's be friends. America seems to be the only threat to us right now. So will we upgrade our turtle boats? And the thing is, we have the extra coal to do it. Just get an ironclad. All right, sorry, turtle boats. We are actually gonna pay. We're like teching past you a little bit. I think the Huachas go. Actually, wait, an ironclad. How much strength? It is 45. It's a pretty strong unit. It's superior, I think. I am going to move this turtle ship to... It's kind of blocked in. All right, I'm going to upgrade him this turn. I mean, yeah, I want to get somewhat of a military put together because I don't want to be too weak. Okay, now we're going to go straight for flight, and I'll explain why. Theodora. Uh-oh. So I'm friends with two people who hate each other. That's not good. So one of them's going to come and be like, I recommend you not get too close to the other, and then it's going to create friction. Okay, so Ironclad, you can go outside of Jeonju. Ironclad, you can watch. So yeah, if you're keeping an eye on our science at all, you can see it's really just taking off. And I think this is one of the reasons Korea is so strong. I mean, all right, lock down the Red Fort. I think, is there a culture boost for that? I don't know. I don't even know where in the world the Red Fort is. But, okay. Plus 12. I mean, yeah, just gave us a buff. We're, of course, going to want to get, like, walls and castles and all that anyway. Like, we do want to start thinking about defensive plays. Our science is just going to be so helped by... Okay, here's what I'm actually going to do. I want to lock down flight, but I'm going to work, like... I'm going to get chemistry. So, okay, guys, we are going to be teching past our units, like our unique units, which is a little sad. Like, our empire never felt very, like, Korean, as it were. I think we would have had to, like, load, like, we would have had to spam those units more if we ran a less isolated start. If we, like, had people at our gates and we were, like, fearing them. You can sense the fear starting to come about of, like, hey, what if Washington pulls something? Which could happen. But like we didn't really have that, so we didn't have to. We got to like invest in our infrastructure, which is like really humming now. I mean, we're really, you know, for turn, we're not even at turn 250 yet, and we're really coming together. It did feel pretty cool to have like the turtle boats and have the Huachas out there, but once we get the cannon, I believe that's what we would replace the Huacha. So, wait a minute. Oh, screw that. Their strength is a little bit higher, but they're actually weaker. Their range might be a little bit higher. I'm keeping the Huachas. I'm not gonna. I won't upgrade to them until I can like tech to the, I guess artillery comes after the cannon. Yeah, screw that. All right, for 26, that's like a total beast score. I don't know why my instincts are to save right now. I mean, I think chemistry is good to get anyway. It's just I don't want to fault. I think we've been really well served by like being pretty well balanced. So like once we get chemistry, we'll have everything through the end of the Renaissance era, which is good. In the year 1595 AD, not bad. But yeah, I want to get that public school. Oh, we're focused on production. I forgot. No, let's go back to growth. So plus 23. So I do think we can afford to put, like, work our specialist again. Yeah, the cannon is actually a downgrade. So yeah, we have some ironclads. Those don't feel as distinctly Korean. The turtle ships look pretty freaking cool. So I am sad to have like gotten rid of them, but yeah, the ironclads are enough to. In fact, and also the ironclads can like move wherever they need to. They can explore. In fact, I might move these ironclads a little further away just to like keep an eye, see if like Washington might be up to anything over there. And yeah, maybe how much to upgrade? Okay, it's 270. I'll upgrade it the next turn. Our money's better now, so we can kind of afford to like spend as we see fit. Okay, we're getting in on all these like friendship circles. Nobody's really showed hostility to us yet. All right, Germans, whatever makes you happy. I'm not really scared of you, Germany. Okay, in like 5 turns from now, we're gonna have factories in every city. Yeah, we'll get another ironclad. That was our last turtle boat. I should have kept him around just to keep the aesthetic feeling more like Korean. So I'm sorry. I did that, but I'll keep the Watchers around for a while, so we'll be feeling pretty Korean. Like I think it's a pretty badass aesthetic, so it hurts me to have to give it up, but Okay, this is something I really have to keep an eye on. I don't want to lose the boost from the public school. I want to like switch to flight right before we get that boost. Um, let's do fertilizer. That's going to give us a huge boost in growth, which is what we want. Actually, our happiness, have we really eaten that much of our happiness up? Something to keep an eye on. I do think we have more happiness buildings we can build. But anyway, nobody can deny. I mean, like we're pretty close to being above 20 pop for all of our cities, which is a great place to be at this point in the game. Again, just kind of checking up our military. I'm going to get that musketman. If I feel our happiness becomes an issue again, I will upgrade. Okay, let's just like keep an eye. What I don't want to see is like some huge navy. It seems like Washington has enough concerns on the land. Like I think they don't get along with the Inca particularly well. So I don't know, but I want to keep an eye on them if they're like pulling something funny for like a sea invasion. Germany I've been not threatened by at all. So we're just crushing the global average for science. It's funny because, oh no, never mind. Oh, Caesar definitely took over. Ramses was the top, wasn't he? Ramses must have been like losing some wars. He's probably getting destroyed by. In fact, no, that's Rome. Thebes and Heliopolis. I don't know what's happening. Is he warring? He's warring with somebody, or I don't know what's going on. I don't know, but you know what? Soldiers, okay. Washington's starting to pull away a little bit. I don't like if he. I'm not saying he will launch a land invasion. His troops probably are going to serve him better on the continent. Probably like Rome and America. They seem to be the two civilizations that would kind of go to war if it was anybody. But let me see what global politics look like, actually. Okay, so Rome is at war with Byzantium. Any other wars? Yeah, they're okay. But America, I could see them not. I could see them not doing too well or not being too friendly. Did I just see that? Oh, I thought the Inca had liberty and tradition for a second. It was tradition and piety. Fortunately, I'm sorry. I can't help you. I need to trade that for happiness to keep my empire growing. Great. So instead of paying for the silver, we are going to trade the pearl. So that's effectively just like a +9 gold per turn. Let's just keep an eye on Washington. Okay, that makes me feel way better. No Navy to speak of. It's a pretty cool Minuteman unit. I like those. But yeah, no Navy to speak of. Let's just take a look up over here. New York Harbor seems fine. Okay, 3 short turns, and we're going to have factory. Actually, 2 turns from now, we'll have factories in 3 cities, and I think we'll get to choose an ideology on the next turn. But I'm also just factories are excellent for a lot of reasons. Like our productivity is going to just continue to go up from here. And man, over 400 science. Yeah, we're beasting. This is why Korea is a great civ. I mean, when you're getting handed this much science by the game, it's hard to overcome that. It's hard to compete with that. I mean, we're like, yeah, other civs can be bigger and stronger and like control more land. It's like, okay, Germany settled some more cities, so they're trying to spread out, trying to use that liberty. But yeah, it's hard to overcome our like science boon. Oh crap! I wasn't paying attention. I lost the boost. Some of you saw that coming. I lost the boost. Crap. Well, that was my fault. I could have. That's my fault. That's one thing. Like, there should be like some kind of overflow or like something special because, kind of like, you have a lot of things in your mind in Civ. It's hard to focus on like that many things. Anyway, look, we're doing so well for. I don't want to get cocky, but we're doing so well for science. I'm not particularly worried. That sucks. That's probably the difference between us getting the wonder I'm going for this video as opposed to the next one. Anyway, see, I'm the most ADD guy ever. It's, if you couldn't tell, it's easy to lose stuff like, it was something like that was bound to happen eventually. let's just really try to make sure it doesn't happen again. Okay, I am gonna like try to get our national wonders worked out. Our culture's not great. Let's get a musicians guild. Okay, and we have factories in all three cities, or in three cities. The ideas of the Industrial Revolution now permeate your society. The people clamor for you to pick up an ideology for your civilization. All right, everybody, we're the first to an ideology, and we can really, really shape the direction of Korea. We're still chasing a science victory, but we can really, really shape the direction of Korea based on what we do next. Now, there's three paths we can go. There is the autocracy path, there is the freedom path, and there is the order path. Now, what I've found is order, I feel like if I click into them, details. Okay, so like this is just gives you an idea of some of the tenets. So, autocracy is good. It actually, you wouldn't think it, but it actually gives you a ton of happiness. +1 local happiness for every castle, arsenal, and military base. If you think about it, you can just construct one of those in each of our cities. That'd be as a first policy, that'd be 12 pretty easy happiness we can pick up as soon as we like tech to all those things. Level 2, we get +2 local happiness for every barracks, armory, and military academy. Again, so yeah, that we can build all three of those in every city. So that's +6 happiness in every city. That's +24 happiness if we get that built in each city. So just these two policies alone is +36 happiness for the empire. Courthouses you only need if you're going out like dominating other civs. That's pretty much what we'd be going for this happiness, plus the wonder that you can get, Prora. I'll show you the wonder in a sec. Actually, whatever. Is it forcing me to choose right now? So this is what we're going for. We're going for Prora. It requires autocracy, but in addition, so you get +2 happiness out of the gate. The Prora Resort also provides +1 more happiness for every 2 policies you have adopted. So it gives how many social policies have we adopted? I don't know if it counts like the openers, but we have done 2, 3, 4. So like the point is we're going to keep getting happiness for every 2 social policies we unlock. And so we would deliver extra happiness based on that. Yeah, so here's the thing. With ideologies, you do get dinged based on your based on how influential you are as a culture, which we're not a cultural powerhouse, as it were. But like, let's say like we choose autocracy, and then a bunch of other people on the planet, like everybody else chooses freedom. Well, then suddenly we take a huge hit in happiness for that. But I think we get enough of a happiness buffer from the other policies that, I think we just want to focus on happiness because we have the formula to carry us through in pretty much every area. Our science is just taking care of itself, and we're going for a scientific victory. We are, I think we're just going to have such a buffer for happiness if we land Prora, which is what we're beelining for right now, and we do the happiness policies of autocracy, and let me see if there's any other happiness to pick up. Yeah, then we also get 1 local happiness for every national wonder. That's a smaller pickup, but definitely another one we could do just to get a little bit more happiness. We should have enough to help us like hum through the game. But yeah, we'll look at like freedom, right? So freedom, in fact, it doesn't even recommend autocracy for science, but like let's look into freedom and order, and I'll tell you why I actually want to go for autocracy. So great people being born is great for Korea. I mean, yeah, we can plant them and continue to get that science. Specialists consume only half a normal amount of food, which can really help us grow. +1 culture for each great work. So yeah, +1 local happiness for every mint, bank, and stock exchange. So that's great. But yeah, so that's like 3 happiness per city, and that makes sure we're like staying on top of our money. Get the same +1 local happiness for every national wonder, so we still get that. We get +1 happiness for every watermill, hospital, and medical lab. See, if this was +2, I would be more swayed toward picking up freedom. And then look, like down here, you can buy spaceship parts with gold. We want spaceship parts. So like this is definitely like what you would actually think Korea would go towards. It's almost built for civs like Korea. I think the only problem with this is that so specialists in cities produce half the normal amount of unhappiness. A golden age just lasts 50% longer. That's a good policy. But the thing is, it is kind of built for the science victory we're going for. The problem is, if the rest of the world tends to choose order or something else, I still don't think you have enough like happiness to protect you from that. Like it doesn't give enough of a buffer. It can leave you, especially if you're still trying to grow, it can leave you in a vulnerable situation where you're not able to continue scaling your cities enough. Let's take a quick glance at order. I do not want to select order. So that's +2 local happiness from monuments. Now, what I've always thought about order is like that's if you're playing like a wide liberty game, you settled like 10 plus cities. It's like excellent for that. So yeah, you're also getting like great people are born and increased by 25%. That's great. +2 local happiness from monuments, and you can build monuments in half the usual time. But by the time you're like, yeah, you want to continue to pick up culture throughout the game. But if you're still founding cities, I don't know. You should just like get a friggin' monument in the city at that point. Like it's late in the game. Gold cards are purchasing buildings reduced by 33. But again, I'm focusing. So +1 local happiness for every workshop factory. The thing is, we don't have enough cities for any of this stuff to be worth it. Frankly, I always thought party leadership was kind of cool, but I guess like this late in the game, +1 in each one of these things, like doing God King, but for every city. It's like, I don't know, it's still not that useful. A lot of these are just not that useful. Definitely not useful for a 4-city Korea. So we could eke it out with freedom, perhaps. Like I think we could feel better about ourselves being like a more chill thing. We could pick up the local happiness from Mint, Bank, and Stock Exchange, and the National Wonders. And then when we get 1 local happiness from every watermill, hospital, and medical lab, we'd probably also go specialists in cities produce half the normal amount of unhappiness. Like this would be cool. Let's see how much unhappiness is actually being, because we are working a lot of specialists in this game, actually, now that I think about it. 17.5. No, we're going autocracy. I'm sorry, guys. The Prora is the kicker. We get that happiness. Man, this is going to be a long episode with all that expository stuff. But you guys deserve a long episode. I put you through a lot. Yeah, with the Prora, which we hopefully get, we're going to get the +2 happiness, +1 happiness for every 2 social policies we have adopted, plus a free social policy as a kicker, which we can put either towards rationalism or like back into the tree. Yeah, this is going to protect us with more happiness, I think. If anybody else goes autocracy, we can be friends with them. It'll be great. I am sorry for dragging us in this direction. It's counterintuitive, but I have found it's helped me stay happy the longest of any of the policy trees. I think if I went super wide, I would obviously do order. Or if I was conquering a ton of people, I would maybe do autocracy anyway to pick up the courthouse. Who knows? Anyway, got to move on. So we have our factory in Busan, and it helped our production. Got to pick up that science. Like, yeah, we're generating a lot of growth in Busan now with the internal trade route. I'm gonna say let's get the seaport now. Actually, yeah, let's get the seaport. And let's get Part of me is thinking, like, should I get the Ironclad? Seoul has a lot of stuff on its plate. I do want to keep exploring. I'm going to get another Ironclad. Okay. So we do get 2 free tenants from because we are the first founders of Korean autocracy, and I'm going to use that just to protect us with getting happiness. So I'm going to get +1 local happiness for every castle, arsenal, and military base, which I don't think we've been good about building those. We will build those. So that, yeah, we didn't get, I don't think we have a single castle in the Empire. We need to go ahead and build those. And I am going to get +1 happiness for every national wonder. Boom, just 5 happiness right there. That's great. Because, yeah, we're going to keep growing. We're going to want to keep growing, like, for a while. It's still pretty early in the game. I think we're going to want to keep growing, for sure. Another great artist. Again, I'm just going to keep the Golden Ages going. So Jeonju, very happy. I'm going to do the seaport as well. That's going to bring us happiness and production. And then I'm probably going to go for universities. I think my rule from now on is at least one city has to be building a military unit at once. So I forgive you, Washington. I don't want to strain relations with you. I do not want you to launch a land invasion or a sea invasion. The good thing is, like, they would have to bring all of their, like, there's no good landing spot for them to land. Like, this would be a logical spot that we could bring. I don't know. We could fire on them while they're crossing. But it doesn't seem like he really has a navy. I don't know. I'm going to set the Ironclad on Explorer. I don't want to, like, handhold him across the entire map. Musicians, guilds. That was a good pickup. So, like, it would be nice to go. So now all of these castles, these harbors, they all get us they all get us +1 happiness now, which is great. Yeah, ironclads. We need to build ironclads. I want to have a navy to protect Korea. Let's do a research agreement. Yeah, let's keep the growth going. I think, yeah, I'm very pleased with the growth that Korea has experienced recently. I'm very pleased indeed. I am glad we got to meet the broader world. Okay, so I now have another policy. Now, listen, I don't want to ignore the rationalism tree. I think we absolutely have every reason in the world to do it. But this policy is too good to say no to, which is the +2, it's militarism, +2 local happiness for every barracks, armory, and military academy. Yeah, let's get those up in every city. Let's get our, let's get our castles up. Let's get our armories up. Yeah, it's going to generate a lot of happiness for the empire. So let's go for that. And then I'm probably going to fill out rationalism and then go back. Okay, cargo ship. Let's see. Is there any imbalance now? How big is Busan? Busan is 20. Oops. I don't want to buy a towel. Let's send it to Daegu. Daegu, you deserve your time now. Where did our other... I'm going to refuse this. Where did our pearls go? Okay, so Germany's starting to expand now, and they're getting pretty close. So maybe I'll focus... I don't want them to launch a land invasion, obviously. Okay. I could create a great work. We have to think. So we could get the +2. I mean, it's getting to the point where I'm not sure. Do I just want to generate a bunch of culture? Okay, my rule is going to be beyond turn 275. I'm going to start bulbing these guys, but let's just get. I think it'll be good to get a little tourism on our side too. Got an ironclad out. Let's get the national epic. Well, actually, I am gonna do. Yeah, we're tucked past swatches, unfortunately, which sucks because these are weaker units. I want to get some riflemen out. I don't have artillery yet, but like if they launch a land invasion, I don't know if they will. I think they're pretty weak, but if they're stupid to do that, I want to have some riflemen there to answer them. Boom. Okay. We are officially in the modern era. Okay, I am going to shift focus. So yeah, you again. I don't think like someone else would need to adopt autocracy for us to lose Prora, but I think we should just go for it anyway. And I think we should just beeline for it. Yeah. And I am going to stop working. So I am going to work the workshop. I'm going to work the factory. I want to keep us growing, though. So I'm going to... I think our money's fine. I'm going to stop working the market. Yeah. So 11 turns. To Prora. Once we land Prora, I'm going to keep this video going till we either get Prora or till we find out we didn't get it. But I have a feeling we're going to get it. I have a feeling we're going to get it. I have a feeling we're going to get Prora. Okay, you know what? Let's get another turtle ship. I want to keep one around. I kind of regret upgrading that last one. I want to keep one around. Okay, so are there other, like at this point I'm thinking like, should I go for other wonders? Yeah. So I think these broadcast we want to go for radio. And then probably biology to get oil and to get our hospital to grow. But Eiffel Tower gives happiness and also a lot of tourism. I think it's a really good wonder to land, and that opens us up for plastics. And it also gives us the broadcast hour, which is plus 33% culture in every city that has one, which is awesome. I'm just trying to save frequently because, like, who knows what will happen. Things are going really well for us. Got another. So who are we the most afraid of? Crappia, we're rising towards the top. Soldiers, we're like getting a little, I mean, yeah, we're kind of where we've always been. I mean, science, we're just, forget it. Like, do we want to prevent people from stealing from us? Do we want to spy on Washington? So, like, I might send this might be stupid, but I'm going to send the spy to Washington. As a diplomat, because that gets us intrigue, and that kind of lets us know if anything like funky's going on. Ban luxury salt. Do we get any happiness from salt? I'm going to vote against Egypt. I don't want another war of religion. I think that would really hurt us. Okay, so we might go into unhappiness soon. Prora will help fix that, but yeah, we have a lot of buildings now that we should probably focus on that are very defensive for the empire that also generate happiness, and we can kind of become self-reliant that way. I think that would have been a good way to put it. Autocracy allows you to remain happy, like independent of other civs, which is good. But we definitely want a happiness buffer because other people are going to start to adopt ideologies in the near future, and like we don't want them to be pissed when we have a different ideology. Boom! Great engineer. Should we just use it and get the? I'm just going to use it. I always like to say, I save a lot, if you couldn't tell. Okay, we're just going to use it. I know we could plan it and get the science or whatever, but I think it's more like the happiness buffer it's going to offer us, plus the free social policy. So there's a lot of things we could pick up. There's a lot of basic buildings we never got. It's not because Korea sucks. It's because Korea has such good infrastructure or such good science that like we're discovering technologies for stuff faster than we have time to like build it. So like, yeah, it just means we have like a lot of options of things to build. I'm gonna get the walls because I want to. Well, Actually, I'm going to do it quick and easy. I'm going to get the barracks. It's just a nice +2 happiness right there. I forgive you, Egypt. I don't want to fight with anybody in this game. I have zero interest in going to war. It's a little boring in that respect, but Rome doesn't seem that way. Boom! 16 happiness right there. So we could lose every trade deal we have now for luxury resources. The rest of the globe could decide they hate us. And we're gonna be like we'd still be happy. And we still have plenty of happiness buildings. We still have like zoos and stuff to build. And we haven't even gotten to stadiums. So like yeah, I'm excited. You can tell I like happiness because yeah, now we can still just grow and grow and grow to where nobody can keep up with us. And that's exciting to me. Okay, we should finish up. The thing is about autocracy is like we don't care about the level 3 tenants really. Um, +2 science. So this is +2 additional science for every specialist. Great scientist. Yeah, let's do this. Boom. We have so many specialists. Look at that science pickup for one social policy. That's crazy. That's crazy. And that wasn't from what we had earned. That was just from Prora. So good times. I'm gonna get the barracks. Just 2 more happiness. So are we focused on? Let's be focused on. So yeah, we should be focused on growth and then be working any great people or any specialists that we can work that are still going to keep our growth above 10. It's pretty much our policy. And then, of course, like as we land more internal trade units. So yeah, we're going to want to get hospitals in every city too. That'll be good. Man, so I do want to get a public school. Oh my goodness gracious! Look at our science for turn 244. Are we on sick? Man, I don't mean to get cocky, but yeah, this is why people love Korea because we're just so like, oops, this. Yeah, we want to keep up with global average for soldiers, but we're just yeah, we're way above global average for not way above, but we're solidly above global average for science, and it's great. We're beating everybody to everything. Um, I don't want to neglect our military. Oh, we're out of coal. Should I get a frigate or a turtle ship? The thing is, if we get turtle ships and then we don't get access to any more coal, which it seems like we won't, then we are kind of like stuck with a bunch of turtle ships. Like they're good units, don't get me wrong, but they're not going to last forever. But I do want to keep building our military. I am going to get a frigate. I'm sorry. You don't have anything. You don't have any. Let me see. I want to do a deployment. I want to go and like see who has a luxury resource to trade me. This is a good deal, but I want to see if anybody has a luxury resource to trade me. Yes. Okay, Washington. That alleviates so many of my fears. The most popular nation, the most powerful nation of the world, just made a declaration of friendship, meaning they can't attack us. Aluminum's going to be super useful later in the game, but it's not much use to us now. So I want happiness. I want to give us a buffer because we're going to have rough times. Rough times. What the hell? Oh, we lost our cargo ship. Yeah. Send that growth alone to Seoul. I mean, I don't know. Things are looking good for Korea, guys. Things are looking real good. Now, some civs they'll stab you in the back. They'll make declarations of friendship, and then like right as the declaration of friendship ends, like the first turn they can like legally war with you, they will declare war on you. So that could happen. We're gonna want to keep an eye out for that. Can we build an armory? Again, just that happiness buffer. So Seoul was starving. Seoul is no longer starving. Got a barracks. Yeah, let's get the walls. Let's get some defensive buildings in our cities. Yeah, great. Great. The big monsters, the Titans are all fighting each other, and Korea's just hanging out here getting strong as crap. Okay, turtle ship. I'm great to have, like, I feel strong sentimentality towards the turtle ship. Cargo ship, Jeonju. Are any of the cities falling behind in growth? I mean, it would be Jeonju, I guess, that was. 36 strength. Wait a minute. What is the ironclad at? 45? Dude, turtle ships are great. Now, you know what? I'm going full turtle ship. I feel so regretful that I neglected the turtle ship before. Who does he think he is for me to buy in to a research agreement? Maybe I don't fully understand how research agreements work. I don't know. I'm going to do it because I have some extra cash. Whatever. He did take all my horses, but I don't really need them for anything. I don't know. I want to keep the good times rolling with Washington, you know? Castle. Nets us a happiness. I don't know. I'm going to go for a public school at this point. I think, yeah, I think we can kind of get away with, if we like spam a couple turtle boats here and there, we have watches in the cities. I'm not terrified of being like marched upon. It seems like the warmongers are Rome. It seems like if anybody was going to march on us, it would be Rome. And okay, I see you, Rome. This is the kind of game you're playing. You conquered Tyre, which is a city-state. You're like warring with the continent. There could be a scenario where like Rome takes over like the whole continent. That could definitely happen. In which case, it could, like, the late game could be like Rome and like just staring Korea in the face from like this coast. I think like it would be pretty hard. They'd have to, if they want to invade Korea this way, be hard. You kind of have Germany in the way. They could just have like a huge force like right here. Anyway, so we want to like maintain the military, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe like the other powers will all kind of combine against Rome. All right, this video has gone very long. I'm gonna try to keep it. I'm gonna try to end it soon. Stock exchange would be a nice influx of. Yeah, let's just get another turtle ship out. Can this turtle? Oh, turtle ship is blocked in. And the turtle ship. This turtle ship's gonna wait the turn. So Patakucha has made peace with Augustus. So yeah, you can tell they're all like warring with each other. Ivory. Yeah, I want your ivory. Yeah, I want your wine. A frigate. I think we're, rather than like, I mean, the frigate could continue to explore the globe. Yeah, whatever. I think the frigate, more importantly, we want to kind of boost our numbers. We want to like boost our like our military numbers so people don't want to invade us. I am going to go for public school in Jeonju as well. And screw it. Public school in Daegu. Spices, and pearls. So how far? It seems like we are falling pretty far behind in military, but we're doing really well in other areas. So like Rome and Washington are kind of like the two world leaders. They're really the only other civs that are worth like talking to. I mean, whatever. The Inca are doing well, I guess. But yeah, we just are keeping steady, like a steady pace above, like we are several steps ahead of the rest of the planet in terms of science. We're at turn 250. We're making 574 science per turn. That's pretty crazy. you can see how much in the, I mean, we accomplished a lot because this was 2 videos worth of content, but we, yeah, we like scaled up, I believe 50 turns ago. Soul was size 22, so we have got 4 more pop. I think maybe I'll like focus into growing Soul more. I just really wanted to get these 3 cities growing. But they all scaled from like size 12 up, like, Jeonju is the only one that's like under 20 now. We'll continue to leverage our internal trade routes. Our happiness has gotten even better. And I think we're like so far in front of the rest of the world for science that like, yeah, I'm not as afraid to like put time aside to pick up wonders now, because like we're almost certainly the first Civ to like stumble upon them, and we have pretty good production. So most wonders we want we'll probably get. Anyway, guys, this video has been really long. This might be the longest video we've ever done. So I am actually going to end it there. You guys have been totally awesome. I'm not going to continue playing throughout the rest of the turn. I mean, yeah, like things are evolving. Like I mentioned, like Civs are kind of spreading out and taking up land now. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming around the corner. But guys, our science went from 230 50 turns ago to, I mean, like we're creeping up on 600, and it's going to get crazier as we finish up rationalism. We also have 3 public schools hitting us. So things are going to continue to get crazier and crazier for Korea. We're hitting our stride as a Civ. I hope to blow away the competition. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Big Tuna. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.